What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tino here. And yes, it is still the same fantasy football show. We're just on a little bit later on throughout the day. It's now dark here in Chicago. Gotta love the winter. But it's still Tuesday, and it's still the afternoon time, just a little bit later on. So maybe we'll get some more people in here, maybe home from work and stuff like that. But guys, we're here today to recap the week 9 of the NFL fantasy football and NFL season it was, and then get you ready for week number 10 of the football season as we got more teams on buys, we got teams playing, and a lot of other things going down. Injuries galore, rookies throwing 5 touchdowns, guys coming out of retirement now being backups. A lot's just going on in the NFL. So before we do anything, let's get to the chat. Let's see what everybody's doing. Let's see how everybody is doing here. Holy crap, Jadis. Bro, you okay? Bro, the show didn't start till 5 o'clock, bro. Why is there so many messages? Well, let's go through all of Jadis's messages real quick. He said, yo, what's up, Jadis? Eagles are off next week. Yes, they are. They will be on a bye. We will have the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, and then there's one more. But we'll go over those bye weeks when we get to the bye weeks, as we always do here. We'll get through all the good stuff. We good. There's a lot of injuries, too, this week. That had scratched. Yep, a lot of them. Dallas Goedert broke his forearm. We had Cam Akers tear his Achilles. We had Daniel Jones tear his ACL. There's a lot of good things. Kyler Murray is coming back. Yes, so Daniel Jones possibly be out till 2025. Major injuries, yes. How many teams are on a bye this week? I think there's only 4. The Bears play on Thursday night, Jadis. So I don't know where you got the Bears with that, but it is the Chiefs, the Rams, the Dolphins, and the Eagles. So those are the 4 teams. But those are big 4 teams, guys, and we'll talk about those teams later on. Most boring game of week 10, most exciting game of week 10, most interesting game of week 10. So I'm going to let you pick yours. So, Jadis, most interesting game, I will say, that is probably the Texans and Bengals, because C.J. Stroud, guys, if you did not see, C.J. Stroud went out and had 470 yards and 5 touchdowns. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns. Craziness. Most boring game, probably the Raiders and Jets. Most interesting game, I feel like it's going to be the Jaguars and the Jaguars and the 49ers. CJ Stroud, he was him. We'll have to see. Let's hope he keeps it up. But CJ Stroud put a name on himself. Yeah. Carson Wentz signing with the Rams has got to be the funniest thing in all of America, guys. Funniest thing ever. Those Bengals was a good game. Yes, it was. Yeah, no, we picked a good game this week. We picked a good game. Remember, guys, go and pick what game you want to watch this week. And as of now, Tuesday, as of Tuesday, the Jaguars and the 49ers are winning. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But Jaguars and 49ers are winning. The O-lines are getting worse, I think, is the problem. You know, Darius Slay went to the defensive coach. Yeah, I did see that, Jadis. Happening because the Eagles kept closing it out. Bro, Dak Prescott throwing all of those yards and all of those, just everything that Dak Prescott did just did not help me at all. Dak Prescott ruined my week this week, low-key. I lost by 1 point yesterday. So sad. Do you want to close out the game with 10 points? I want to have what I've realized in football. You want to have as many points as possible. So, yeah. Okay, it's looking like it's the Giants, the Cardinals, the Patriots. Who knows? It's probably going to be between the Panthers, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Bears, and maybe the Jets. I don't know. Hot take. Bill Belichick gets fired by the end of the season. Jadis, I don't think that's really such a bad hot take because I think it could happen. And I think that, we might be seeing the end of the Bill Belichick era in New England. So basically the whole AFC lost their yes. What about the NFC though? The 49ers division, the Seahawks lost. The Rams lost. And then the Cardinals got their butts whooped. So the 49ers are in first place. They didn't even have to play. Dallas Goedert, yes, will be out for 4 weeks. So 4 to 6 weeks, I should say. Thank you, Jadis, for all your information, bro. I appreciate it. We haven't even got to any of the stuff that I got. That's okay. I have a lot of comment. Well, that's fine. A lot to say. Hey, I appreciate it, Jadis. Dolphins and 49ers, I think they're both 4 games losing streaks. Patrick Mahomes has been looking good. He has not been looking good at all. He has not. The bye week came for them at the perfect time. Let's be honest here, guys, because they were not going to be very good and they needed a little break. The Bengals are back, though. Let's talk about the Bengals. But injury news about the Bengals, guys. Keep an eye on Ja'Marr Chase this week because Ja'Marr Chase might be out this week, and that's a big blow to anybody's fantasy team. So hopefully he plays, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think the Bengals have been doing really good. I think they're on a roll because the first 2 weeks, they've been on a roll, though. When ACLs are, Yeah, you're not wrong there because of the holidays and stuff. Bro, Aaron Rodgers, the fact that he told that guy yesterday that he was going to play in 2 weeks is kind of crazy. Or like 3 weeks. WWE news, guys. Big WWE news. I actually saw this as we were going live here. So, WWE NXT will be moving to the CW next year in 2024, guys. So, make sure when we come back for NXT live streams next year, remember we will not be live here for NXT tonight. This is what we'll be doing here today. But 2024 we'll be back, and it will be on the CW network. What is the CW channel? So the CW channel is probably paying more, and I think the CW channel here, WC, I don't know. I don't know what channel the CW is. I'll take a look in a second on my TV. What's up, Jadis? Justin Fields is cleared. Justin Fields is cleared, and he may be possibly coming up to play this week. Hey, we got Mr. Armchair Athletes Corey in the house. What's up, Corey? Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you guys go check out Fantasy Armchair. Corey's on the road to 1,000. He's getting some merchandise. You're going to want to go get some of that. Once Corey becomes a YouTube partnership like your boy Tino, we go leave Corey some super chats. Go become a member of Corey's show. So everybody go check out Corey. How you doing, Corey? Do the Bears finally grab another win? I don't want to take the Bears, but I do think that they will take the win this week. I do think that they will take the win. But we'll see. We'll see. If Bill Belichick gets fired, do you think he retires? No, he will retire. There's no way he'll go to another team. Again, I guess it's not impossible because we have seen other guys go to other teams, right? So, we did say never about Tom Brady, and Tom Brady ended up playing on the Buccaneers. So, I guess I won't say never. Don't ever say never, guys. Never say never. I can't speak. Duh. Hey, Jadis, do me a favor. Go send the link to Leo. Because Andy Reid is like 60. Yes, Jadis. So, great questions for Jadis. I appreciate you. You actually helped me get through a lot of information that we were going to talk about. So, I will still mention all of that. But, guys, first, as you guys know how we always do it here, continue to leave all of your questions, all of your concerns. We're on no time limit today. We'll be here as long as you guys want me to be. So make sure you guys leave all those good questions. But until then, and until we get through the first segment of everything that's on the ticker below, let's go through all of this information. If we get any good comments, we'll stop and answer them real quick. But I will answer all of your questions and everything else. But guys, drop them. Let me know what you guys are feeling. How are you guys doing in fantasy and everything else like that? But let's get through all this information that your boy Tino's got. So let's go and let's do it. The only thing I did not do was the headlines, but we don't need that. We don't need headlines because, guys, CJ Stroud is him. CJ Stroud goes up and puts 470, 5 touchdowns, 56 fantasy points, 61 fantasy points in other leagues. Depending on what your scoring was, CJ Stroud is him. Tank Dell. The Houston Texans offense showed up on Sunday against that Buccaneers defense. It was a catastrophe. The Raiders, though, guys, they showed up. The Raiders beat the snot out of the Giants. As we saw Daniel Jones go out, the Raiders won 30-6. And lastly, guys, as Jadis mentioned, what is going on with the Chiefs? What is going on? The bye week couldn't have come at the best time for the Chiefs, because after what happened in Germany or Frankfurt or wherever the hell they were at, I don't know where the heck they were at. Somebody wants to let me know exactly where they're at. That'd be great. But I forgot where they were. I think it was Germany. So, guys, that's what we got for that. But there was a lot of things that went down. Injuries galore. People go, like I said, going off. Everything else like that. So, let's not waste any more time. And let's talk about this Monday Night Football game, guys, that was between the Jets and the Chargers. And we were here watching the game. As you guys know, we were here having ourselves a very good time. And we were doing our thing and everything else like that. But what I didn't think about is how good the Jets defense actually is and how low scoring of a game that it actually would have been. So that was my bad. So hopefully you didn't start Justin Herbert like I did, because I started Justin Herbert over CJ Stroud, because I thought having CJ Stroud in too many leagues would have not been a good idea. But I was wrong. CJ Stroud puts up 50, 62, and I lose by 1 point. So that's okay, though. So Chargers, Jets, their offense sucks, but their defense is good. So yesterday, if you were not here, or if you were just not watching anything yesterday, the Chargers won 27-6. The defense did what they had to do, and there really wasn't too many fantasy points really scored. The best person for the Chargers was Austin Eckler. He had 20 points. Keenan Allen made some phenomenal catches. We saw over on the Jets, I feel like the only guy on the Jets that really did anything was the Breece Hall or Garrett Wilson. But Garrett Wilson also had a fumble, and Garrett Wilson, yeah. So there's really not too much to say about that Monday night game, except the one thing I did learn about that game is make sure that you don't start quarterbacks against the Jets. So, yeah, because that one's my bad, and that's my fault. And that's why your boy Tino loses all the time, because he always makes the wrong decision. But that's okay. So now let's talk about, and as I just said, let's talk about those things that I learned. I said not to start quarterbacks against the Jets. One thing I learned, guys, is you start every quarterback versus that Buccaneers defense. The Buccaneers pass defense has got to be one of the worst pass defenses I think I've ever watched in my life. And watching CJ Stroud go up there and carve them down with 49 seconds left, getting a touchdown to guys like Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz, getting throws from guys like Tank Dell. Those are guys that we really don't know about. And hey, nothing about them is wrong. But that Buccaneers defense is awful. So if you're looking for a quarterback, you're in a 2-quarterback league, if you're not feeling good about your quarterbacks, maybe go get Will Levis. Tank Dell, I just mentioned him. Tank Dell has arrived in the NFL. Hopefully you have not dropped him. Hopefully he is still alive. But Tank Dell, he is a guy that you could possibly start future going down the road in fantasy football and everything else like that. So Tank Dell, he's arrived. And let's talk about Joshua Dobbs. Joshua Dobbs didn't even know who the Vikings players were. And he went out there and led the Vikings to a victory over the Falcons after the Falcons put a whooping on that rookie. They got a safety. They got a few other things. They were doing their thing. But Joshua Dobbs comes in. He scores a bunch of points, and he makes sure that the Vikings don't lose without Kirk Cousins. So those are all the things that I learned. And also another thing that I learned is don't start running backs against the Ravens. The Ravens running game defense is really, really good, that I just honestly was not expecting it to be as good as it really was. So Jadis, I'm looking at my TV right now. the channel for me is 26. But then again, I live in a different city and state than you, so it might be different. But for me, it's channel 26. So that's what I got for that. And those are the three things that I learned here going out of week 9, coming into week 10, as we are halfway through the NFL fantasy football season. We have 7 likes. Let's get up to 30 likes for our first 5 o'clock NFL fantasy football show. Let's get as many likes as we possibly can. So we got 6 people in the house. And if you have not yet, guys, make sure that you go and you hit that like button, you subscribe, you join the nation, and you do all that good stuff. But next, guys, while we did that and while we do all of that fun stuff, let's now go and let's talk about the next thing here on segment number 1, and that is the injuries. I was supposed to do the 3 things I learned after the injuries, but we'll do the injuries now because there are a lot of injuries, as Jadis mentioned in the beginning of the show. So let's talk about it. We got KJ Osborne. He's out. He got a concussion. He actually got carted off the field. We have Dallas Goedert that has a forearm injury. Joshua Downs left the game after being hurt for the first couple, being hurt all week. He was questionable to play. He played, and he barely played. So, yeah. Cam Akers has an Achilles injury. Daniel Jones has an ACL injury. Jalen Hurts, MCL injury. But Jalen Hurts seems to be playing, so Jalen Hurts will be okay. We have Waddle. Waddle has an MCL injury. Joshua Palmer has a knee injury, and Joshua Palmer just went on the IR and it is out for at least 4 weeks. So, yeah. We have a lot of guys out, guys. It's kind of crazy. Also, Christian Watson for the Packers is out with a concussion. So, I don't know if I missed any, but if anybody has any other guys, let me know. But there were a lot of injuries and a lot of things that went down. And I can't even keep up with it because there's just so many things that there's a lot of guys that are out. So if anybody, and if like I said, if I'm missing anybody, let me know. But I think I got pretty much everybody. We did see Jamar Chase. I did want to mention about Jamar Chase, as I talked about earlier. They did say he's day-to-day, so we'll have to see with that. But if Jamar Chase plays, he obviously plays for your fantasy football team. So it is Tuesday, moderate. Keep an eye on it and just see what goes down. So that's what we got for the injuries and that. So let's get into now, and let's talk about the guys that were disappointments and guys that were just awful this week. And then let's talk about guys that were the perfect lineup, the Houston Texans. Houston Texans. Anyway, let's talk about those disappointments, guys, because all I got to tell you, I don't even got to look at a list, because all I got to do is look down at my phone and look at my team, because I'll tell you guys that were on my team. We had Kenneth Walker with 2.7. We had George Pickens. I told you to sit George Pickens, and guess what, guys? Tino outdid Tino'd himself, and Tino'd himself on Thursday when he started George Pickens, because he didn't have any other options, because Palmer was hurt, Downs was hurt, and our buddy Rocco over there decides to take all the wide receivers off the waiver wire. So we were stuck starting them, and I ended up with 1.9 points. Travis Kelce, we talked about Patrick Mahomes earlier. He did absolutely nothing. He got 4.7 points. He got 3 targets, I think, for 12 yards, so maybe he was 4.2 points. It was not a very good day for them. But the guys that, there were just many, many guys that were straight up disappointments, and that was just to name a few of them. But if you did have some of these guys, hopefully they made you feel better about some of the other guys that we did start. They didn't have such a good week, because 2 of these guys on this list, actually 3 of them, I have on my teams. Well, I guess not, because the Chargers actually, guys, yesterday did their thing, and the Browns were the number 1 defense until yesterday. So the Chargers, after what they did to the Jets yesterday on Monday Night Football, they were the best defense of the week with 33 points. But in one of my leagues, I got 40 points from the Cleveland Browns after the Cleveland Browns made Tune not have such a good tune in Cleveland. So Chargers are your number one defense. But I swear I didn't just put all Texans. This is a reality, guys. This is what happened. The Texans have 4 of the best positions this year. CJ Stroud at 51.8. Tank Dell at 29.6. Dalton Schultz at 27. And Noah Brown, coming out of nowhere, has 27.3. Ramondre Stevenson at 22.9. Rachaad White at 27.9. And CD Lamb decided to catch every single ball that Dak Prescott threw to him against the Eagles. He had hands of glue, and he had 28.1 points. So that is your perfect lineup for week number 9. Mostly Texans, but a few other teams in there. But that team, if you had any of those guys, hopefully you did, and hopefully you started them, unlike me not starting CJ Stroud, instead of thinking about how good that Jets defense was, and I would have won by a lot. So I'm just going to vent here real quick, guys. So anyway, but this is your perfect lineup for week number 9, and let's see what the perfect lineup is for next week. So now that we did that, and now that we did all of that good stuff, guys, let's get back to the chat, and let's see what everybody is saying, what everybody's thinking before we preview week 10, and we go through all of that good stuff that I always talk to you about. So let's get it. And then, oh my God, I got to find out where I was at. Thank you, Jadis. Let's see if he comes in now. Because Andy Reid is 60. Thank you, Jadis. 5. Yes, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns. He's a 5-time. He's like Booker T. They were in Germany. I get confused. They go to all these places. I can't keep up with it. It's just like, oh my goodness, guys. Oh my God, the Jets suck. 6-27, almost the same score as the Raiders. Yep. Never too much of CJ Stroud. Never too much, bro. I just don't know if he's going to do that against the Bengals defense. The Bengals defense isn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. CJ Stroud could very well win Rookie of the Year. Very well. Okay. Thank you, Jadis. I appreciate it. Carson Wentz was never, I swear, I thought Carson Wentz retired. Yes. KJ Osborne was the guy that got carted off the field. Yeah. Houston Texans. I swear. Because he caught every ball that Dak Prescott threw to him. Jadis, did you not watch that game, bro? Also breaking news. Huh? Jadis. That's not breaking news, bro. Listen, that's good for the Swifties, but that's not good for your boy Tino. Hey, but we got the Make COD Great Again in the house. He says, I'm 7-2 and planning for the playoff. Hey, I like it, bro. You always got to think ahead because you got to be ahead of your competition. And especially if it's for money, you want to take home all that green and you don't want anybody else to have it. So good stuff. 7-2, killing it, bro. I have Fields on the IR. He will be back this week, apparently. Who would you start rest of season? Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, CJ Stroud, or Dak Prescott? So, if I'm going to go with any of those 5 guys, Justin Fields will come off of the IR this week. So I mean, he might be a good start this week, but we have Jared Goff, who's been really good. He's got a lot of weapons, and it seems like Jahmyr Gibbs is doing his thing now. And Kyler Murray's coming back, so we don't really know what Kyler Murray's going to do. But CJ Stroud and Dak Prescott's actually been putting up good numbers. And if I think about it correctly, I think Dak's got a really easy fantasy football playoff schedule. So honestly, I think you're really good at quarterback. Like, obviously, you got all these great people to choose from. I mean, I have some of these guys in my 2 quarterback league, but if I'm picking one of these guys to trust the rest of the year, honestly, I want to say Jared Goff. And the only reason why I say Jared Goff is because he's got Amon St. Brown, he's got Sam Laporta, he's got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery is coming back this week. He's got, who else has he got? He's got Khalif Raymond has been there forever. Their defense has been really good. CJ Stroud, I think, is going to be great. I think Dak Prescott will be good in matchup bases. I did not think he'd do that against the Eagles. I really did not, because Dak Prescott usually does bad against good defenses. So that's what I have to say with that. But I would go CJ Stroud the rest of the year. I know that was a long-winded answer, but I just like to give my reasoning why. I can't wait for the next watch along. Oh, he said, oh, wait, damn it. Oh, Eric, listen, bro. Why isn't it good? Jade, is because Tino, because I don't listen to myself, bro. This is like a therapy session for me, low-key. Kyler Murray just came back. You don't trust what I see. It's not that I don't trust him. I just want to see. He hasn't played football in a minute. He might come out and go full-blown balls out. But let's see him do that first before I'm putting in my fan. Now, if Make Call of Duty Great Again wants to just try it out, he is 7-2. But I mean, do you really want to risk a week to hope Kyler Murray is the guy that he was? That's my only worry. So with Carson Wentz going to the Rams, is Matthew Stafford going through? So apparently I saw that Carson Wentz is the backup to Matthew Stafford. So we'll have to see with that. I think DK is going to come back this week, if not the following week. Did Kyler? Jade is. Oh my God. Anyway, Jade is out here with his non-PG. But anyway, guys, let's get to it. And now let's get to all of the things that we're going to do as we preview week number 10. And we get you ready to set that perfect lineup so you take home the W and you get ahead of your friends and you get ahead of your competition. So let's do all of that right now. And before we do that, guys, we got to start off the same way we always do. And that is with what I was telling you guys earlier. And those are the teams that are on a bye. Because the teams that are on a bye this week are not very fun, because it is kind of crazy. We have the Denver Broncos. We're not really too worried about the Denver Broncos, but still, it's kind of sad not to have the Broncos on a bye. Or no, I'm sorry, the Broncos were on a bye last week. Now I'm looking at the wrong schedule. I'm looking at last week's schedule. So never mind, scratch that. We have the Rams, we have the Dolphins, we have the Chiefs, and we have the Eagles. Scratch the Broncos. The Broncos face the Bills this week on Monday Night Football. Don't listen to me. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. But let's do that. So we have those four teams. We're going to be missing Tua. We're going to be missing Raheem Mostert. We're going to be missing Jeff Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. We're going to be missing Mahomes, Travis Kelce. We're going to be missing Isaiah Pacheco, Rashid Rice. We're going to be missing Jalen Hurts, DeAndre Swift, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. We have Dallas Goedert that's on the IR now. So there's just a lot of people that are out this week that we will make sure, and that we will have to make sure that we get in and that we take out of your lineup. But don't you worry, because I got you. And we're going to go over a bunch of people that I think you can trust to put in your lineup, and that you can also take out of your lineup and make sure that you put in the right guys this week. And let's hope we all do the right stuff this week. And let's all win this week, because that's what we need to do. And I'm tired of the shenanigans, guys. And I just want to win. So let's win and let's do this thing. So that's what we got with that. But yeah. So let's do it now. And let's get into our bold predictions, as we always do here on the show. You know, I'm always crazy. I always love my bold predictions, because I'm just like, well, you never know. If it happens, it happens. So let's see if I got any bold predictions last week. Let's see if I got any bold predictions right last week before I give you mine for this week. So last week, we said Cowboys and Phillies would score over and under 20 points. That didn't happen. Chris Olave had a touchdown, but he didn't have 150 for 2 touchdowns. Jets did not beat the Chargers by 3, and the Chargers stomped on the Jets. So let's do it, and let's get it, and let's do it again. Let's try some bold predictions, guys. I'm going to say that the Pats and Colts tie this week, as it's the last early morning game of the week I'm saying the Patriots and the Colts tie this week, and I will say that they tie it 20-20. CJ Stroud threw 5 touchdowns last week. Let's say he throws 6 touchdowns this week. Let's just throw it out there, because if he does, then he does, and then we can talk about it. Now, this one, I'm just praying for it because I really want to win this week. I'm saying the Bears pick off Bryce Young 3 times for pick sixes. The Bears offense ain't going to do nothing with Justin Fields because the Bears defense is going to get 3 pick sixes. Jalen Hurts going to be running around in circles. It's going to be a good old time. And we're going to party in Chicago like it's 1985 on Thursday night. And DJ Moore is going to have a revenge game because he's facing his old team. And that's what we do here. It's a revenge game, everybody. So, now, let's do it. And those are my 3 bold predictions for week number 10. Now, let's get into the waiver wire, the guys that I think you should pick up, and the guys that I think you can take in and you can put into your lineup. Got off. Who's trash? Who's trash? Are you saying I'm trash? You got off. What's up, Alex? Thanks for stopping by. You got offered Devontae for Bijan. Honestly, honestly, okay. If you're getting that, honestly, I don't want any part to do with that Atlanta Falcons offense, because why are they not using Bijan Robinson? Why are they not using it? Why do they not saying, and why do they not use this guy? They drafted him, but why are they not using him the way that they should be using him? It would only make sense if they did, because they'd probably be a better team. And I just don't understand. So honestly, I would do that, and I would trade, and I would do that because I think that's a very good trade, because Bijan just is a disaster. So who's trash? Are you saying I'm trash? What the heck, my man? I'm trying to make fantasy football great again. Or are you talking about that trade? Let me know. You got that for me because I said I'm mistaken for Bryce Young is throwing 3 pick sixes. You took that from me. He only threw 2 pick sixes. Listen, I'm just, Jade, honestly, I don't remember you telling me that, but if you did tell me that, I'm sorry. But I'm going to take it, Jadis. I'm going to say that the Bears do it. Probably not, though. Let's be real. Because the Bears are the Bears, and the Bears don't like any good things to happen. So let's get now to the waiver wire pickups, guys. And these are the 5 guys I think that you need to go pick up, and you need to go get in your lineup and make sure you start these guys this week if you are able to get any of them. Number 5, we got Noah Brown. Noah Brown went out and had himself a phenomenal game. But this isn't just the first time. I think, yes, Noah Brown, he's never got over 100 yards until now. But CJ Stroud seems to really like these guys, and he really seems to enjoy them, and he really thinks that they are really, like, he really seems to enjoy that. And if he likes them, that means he's going to throw them the ball. So, Noah Brown, go pick him up. Joshua Dobbs, number 4. I think Joshua Dobbs, honestly, look at the quarterbacks we have out this week. We have Patrick Mahomes. We have Tua. We have Jalen. And I know you're probably not starting them, but we have Matthew Stafford. So if you have any 3 of those quarterbacks and you need a quarterback, Joshua Dobbs this week, guys, he looked like he was running the offense pretty good. So Joshua Dobbs might not be a bad option this week. Number 3, Cade Otton. Cade Otton for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We always need that tight end position, guys, and it might not be a bad option to take a chance on him. And the Buccaneers are going up against the Titans this week, so it should be interesting to see what happens. I'm going to say it, but I don't know how I feel, and I don't know how I feel about this guy because the Baltimore Ravens decide to come out and say they are going to go with the 3-headed monster of Justice Hill, Gus the Bus, and Keaton Mitchell. Where did this guy come from? He all of a sudden steals fantasy points from Gus. He steals fantasy points from Justice Hill. What is going on? I have no idea, but it's a disaster, guys. So I'm going to tell you to pick up this guy, but I'm going to say to watch and wait to see what they mean by this 3-headed monster. Because what if this week Justice Hill is the guy to get all the points? And then what if next week it's Gus? Like, we just don't know. And that just gives me a headache thinking about it. So, honestly, I would try to stay away from this guy if you can. But then again, if you need a running back and if you need somebody and you think that, if you want it, the three-headed monster thing is the thing that scares me because you do not want running backs by committee. You want to have guys that are in the game. You want to have guys coming, I don't know. So I'll say to pick him up, but just be wary about him this week at least. And they are going to go up against the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Browns have a really good defense. But my number one waiver wire pickup of the week, I don't even know if he's on the waiver wire anymore in some leagues, but I know in one of my leagues I have him. I picked him up a while ago, but it is Tank Dell. We talked about Tank Dell in the perfect lineup of week number 10, or week number 9, I should say. And Tank Dell went out at 29 points. CJ Stroud is only seeming to get better. He seems to really like Tank Dell. And that means we want Tank Dell in our fantasy football lineups. So if you have the opportunity, go get Tank Dell. And if depending on what you have this week, maybe you start him this week. But Tank Dell, not a bad option to go get on the waiver wire. So those are my top 5. Those are my top 5 waiver wire pickups of week number 10. And those are all the guys that I think you need to go pick up. And those are the guys that you need to go and get into your lineup and make sure that you have them starting this week. So let's make sure that we do all that good stuff. So now let's get into the starts, the sits, and the streamers of week number 10 and the guys that you need to take out of your lineup, guys you need to put in your lineup. And for the guys that I tell you to take out of your lineup, the guys you can put in your lineup that might not be the best no-name guys, but they got good matchups and everything else like that. So let's not waste any time and let's get it going. So, Mr. Call of Duty is great again. If you're still here, I appreciate you staying. But this week, if you have him, and if you're still trying to figure it out, this week, I would pick Dak Prescott to be your starting quarterback. I know I said Jared Goff, but Dak Prescott going up against the Giants. Giants defense is awful. Giants offense don't know what the heck they're doing. They don't know who they're having to start at quarterback anymore. So I think all of the Cowboys are going to be great lineup starts this week. And I think the Cowboys are just going to destroy the Giants. And they're going to make New York I just don't think it's going to be a very good day for the Jets. The Jets. The Jets are the running back I'm going to tell you to start. Josh Jacobs. He is taking on that New York Jets, the other New York team. The Raiders, they went out and they beat the crap out of the Giants. Now they're going to go take on, and yes, I know the Jets did, and I just said do not start quarterbacks against the Jets, but I think that you could start running backs against the Jets because obviously we saw last night Austin Eckler got 20 points, and yes, I know he got some catches and stuff like that, but I think Josh Jacobs can do the same thing, and I think that Josh Jacobs can have a very good game. So start him this week. It's a revenge game for DJ Moore as the Carolina Panthers traded him away. Now, Thursday night, he gets his revenge. So, Thursday night, you start DJ Moore in your lineup. Tight end, we got Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid didn't have a great game on Sunday. He had a fumble on Sunday night. He was feeling down about himself, but that's okay because I think he'll get right back to it. He'll bounce back against the Denver Broncos, and he's going to have himself a great game. That would be this Monday, I should say, next Monday. So, Dalton Kincaid having himself a good day. Cowboys taking on the Giants. Go start your Cowboys. There's no reason to not start your Cowboys all your Cowboys this week, guys. Taking on the Giants, do it. Now, the guys that you need to sit this week. I'm going to tell you that you sit Deshaun Watson. Honestly, I'd sit a lot of my Cleveland Browns if you can, because that Baltimore Ravens defense is just phenomenal, and they're really good. So I want to stay away from that, especially if you need a win, depending on what you're doing, depending on how you're feeling, everything else like that. Now, Bijan Robinson and the Falcons wide receivers. As I said, I don't know why the Falcons don't like Bijan Robinson. I don't know why they drafted him. Please, free Bijan. Free Bijan Robinson. Let him go somewhere else. Because I don't know. But Bijan Robinson taking on the Cardinals, it might be a good matchup, but I just cannot trust the Falcons. Arthur Smith to put Bijan in the game. And I know I say this, but I think, and I'm sure, this will be the week that Bijan goes off. So maybe you start him, but just be wary because the Falcons just don't like us. Now, the defense that you're going to sit this week, it's the 49ers. I know the 49ers are coming off of a bye and everything else like that. But the 49ers defense, honestly, hasn't been the defense that I think we all once thought it was going to be and that we all knew that it was. They're still very good. They're a very good defense, but they're not that great defense that we all thought that, we were going to get, that we could trust them every single week. They're giving up points to the Bengals. They're giving up points to everybody. And it's just one of those things that, you want to have guys that you can trust. And the guys, So sit the 49ers. There are way more defenses this week, guys, that you can trust besides the 49ers. So we got a question in the chat, I see. We got George Play 01. So thank you, George, coming and stopping by. I appreciate you, George. He asked a question. He says, should I trade Kenneth Walker for Tony Pollard? So are you getting Tony Pollard? Right? Yeah. Okay. So okay. Never mind. I read that wrong. So honestly, I wouldn't, only because I feel like for some reason Tony Pollard isn't having the games that we all thought he was going to be the number one running back, everything else like that. And maybe he will, but Kenneth Walker, he hasn't had very many snaps. But then again, as I mentioned, he just did play the Baltimore Ravens. He's had a few bad matchups, and I think that he has an easier schedule going forward. So I'd rather have Kenneth Walker in that situation. But depending on what your roster looks like too, if you think it's a good trade and everything else like that, and honestly, do you want to root for Tony Pollard? That's kind of how I feel too with trades. Like I'm thinking about it like if I'm trading for somebody, do I want to root for this guy? Like, if I'm trading for there might be somebody I just don't want to root for. And yes, he might be a great player. And, but I don't know. Sometimes I think about that. But I know that's kind of, again, a long-winded answer. I just like giving my full opinion about it. But I would rather have Kenneth Walker than Tony Pollard in that situation. So let's get back to it. And let's get to our streamers of week number 10 and the guys I think you can put in your lineup for the guys I just told you to take out of your lineup. So for the team that is the Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson and the wide receivers might not be doing it, but Taylor Heinicke taking on that Cardinals defense, I don't know who he's going to throw the ball to. I don't care. As long as Taylor Heinicke gets fantasy points, that works for me. And this is more for like a 2-quarterback league. I wouldn't be crazy and be sitting here starting Taylor Heinicke over guys like Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, guys like that. But if you're missing Mahomes, or if you're missing this guy, if you're missing Jalen, if you're missing, Tua, Mahomes, I would think about starting Taylor Heinicke this week. We got Ezekiel Elliott. Yes, I did just say Ezekiel Elliott, guys. Ezekiel Elliott is back in the NFL. And with, as I said, guys like Raheem Mostert, Isaiah Pacheco, we really weren't trusting them, but Royce Freeman's on a bye week. We have DeAndre Swift on a bye. So Zeke Elliott might need to be back into our lives for one more week. Also, another wide receiver, and as somebody that's also on the Patriots, DeMar Douglas, guys. DeMar Douglas had the most receiving yards. He led the team last week, and he didn't have such a bad game. So if you need a wide receiver, DeMar Douglas might not be somebody a bad option to start this week. Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet is putting up numbers right now at a tight end 1 pace. He outscored Travis Kelce. He outscored TJ Hawkinson. He outscored Kyle Pitts. He outscored a bunch of tight ends. And every week, it doesn't matter if it's Tyson Bagent. It don't matter if it's Justin Fields. Cole Kmet just catches the ball and scores touchdowns. And we love that from the tight end position. So Thursday night, you need a tight end, go put Cole Kmet in your lineup. Now, defense, I think you can stream this week. And this was obviously before the news of Matthew Stafford and everything coming back. And the Rams obviously just got rid of the guy they started at quarterback last week. So I think the Packers are still a good option this week. But I also think that you could, like I said, we could have guys. I think the Raiders are also a good option going up against those Giants. I mean, the Raiders are, yes, I know they're not, yes, they're not going up against that they just went up against the Giants, didn't they? My bad. Scratch that. They're going up against the Jets this week. And they were just the other New York team. That's what it was. So the Raiders, I was talking about Josh Jacobs. The Raiders are another team I think you could stream this week. Taking on the Jets, we just see what the Chargers did. Max Crosby's loving life. They were smoking victory cigars in the clubhouse and in the locker room on Sunday. So I think it's getting better in Las Vegas. And I think it's also start their defense this week and stream their defense this week. So those are all my starts, my sits, and my streams for week number 10. So appreciate all of you guys coming and hanging out. Just wanted to stop here real quick and just say thank you to you guys. Coming and hanging out with your boy Tino, having ourselves a good one, talking a little fantasy football, etc., all of that good stuff. So everything else like that. But also, now let's get into our pick'em of week number 9, and let's take a look at week number 10. But first, let's take a look back at week number 9 and let's see what we got for our record. Because Tino decided to be a smart person, because I know I would have forgot. And I just decided on Sunday morning to circle everybody I thought was going to win. So let's go over and let's see how many we got right, because I honestly don't even know. So we got the Chiefs. We did not get the Falcons. We did not get the Rams. We did not get the Patriots. We did not get the Colts. Well, no, all the Colts did win. We picked the Colts. That's right. We got the Raiders, so we got 3 wins right now. We got the Ravens 1. We got the Browns. All right, I got the Browns. Right. I picked Ravens and Browns 1. Right. Yeah, Ravens and Browns. Right. Why can't I find the Ravens? Yes, they did. They beat the crap out of the Seahawks. Bears lost, as I expected, so we'll take that. We got the Texans put a whooping on them. We got the Eagles winning, and then we got the Bills winning, and the Bills did not win. So we got 8 right this week out of 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we went 8-4 this week. Not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm going to leave this up here for a second. I don't know why they don't want to give me the schedule for this week, but I can't find the schedule anywhere, guys, until like Sunday morning for the upcoming week. So let's go over the games for this week, and let's talk about it and what I think is going to go down this week and everything else like that. So let's go over it. And Thursday night, guys, we got the Bears and the Panthers. Let's go the Panthers. I love my Chicago Bears. But until they prove to me that they can win, I just can't. I don't know. But let's go the Panthers. We got the Saints and the Vikings. Let's go the Saints. We got the Packers and the Steelers. Let's go the Packers. We have the Lions and the Chargers. Let's go Lions. We got the Colts and the Patriots on Sunday morning. Remember, guys, one more 8:30 game. We have the Patriots and Colts. Let's go the Colts. We got the Texans and the Bengals. Let's go Bengals. We got the Titans and the Buccaneers. Let's go Titans. We got the 49ers and the Jaguars. Let's go 49ers. We got the Ravens and the Browns. Let's go Ravens. We got the Falcons and the Cardinals. Let's go Falcons. We got the Cowboys and the Giants. Let's go Cowboys. We got the Seahawks and the Commanders. Let's go Seahawks. We got the Raiders and the Jets. Let's go Raiders. And then on Monday night, we got the Broncos and we got the Bills. And let's go the Buffalo Bills. So those are all of my picks for week number 10. And that was my picks for week number 9. So thank you guys all. Appreciate you. See if we got any more comments before we get to our guarantees. Curling the games is crazy. Huh? Bears, Packers, Lions, Colts, Saints, Bengals, Buccaneers, Jaguars, Ravens, Falcons, Cowboys, Seahawks, Raiders, and Bills. I like it, Jadis. I appreciate you taking my Bears for me, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you. Makes me feel a little better. Maybe somebody will believe in the Bears. So, lastly, guys, before we go here today and everything else, let's go through and let me tell you my last 3 my last thing that we do here on the channel, and it is my 3 guarantees of week number 10. And I guarantee you guys, Kyler Murray is going to struggle. He's coming back from an injury. He's probably not going to throw the ball as much. Maybe we'll see a little glimpses of the old Kyler Murray. But I guarantee you, Kyler Murray is not going to go out there and be the Kyler Murray we all love and remember. Browns and Ravens, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. We got 2 great defenses. We got 2 offenses that seem to fumble the ball and seem to turn over the ball sometimes. I think it could be a very low-scoring game. And honestly, I know we've seen guys like Gus the Boss. We've had guys like Zay Flowers at very good games. I am only starting Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Amari Cooper, and honestly, I wouldn't even start Gus the Bus, or I would not start Justice Hill. I wouldn't start any Ravens running backs until we get a clear picture of what's going on. Because one way or another, they might go off, but you're just taking a chance. And yes, Gus the Bus might get like 2 touchdowns in the red zone again, but are we really going to take that chance? And I just don't know. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And then lastly, guys, one game is going to be low scoring, but I'm going to tell you the other game is going to be a high scoring, and it's going to be the Lions and the Chargers. These 2 offenses are going to blow up. Justin Herbert's going to be angry about what happened last week. He's going to go off, and we're going to have a crazy game against those 2 teams on Sunday. So those are my guarantees of week number 10 and everything else like that. So, guys, that is all of the information that I got here for you. We're going to go over the rest of the comments. We're going to go over the schedule. If you guys have not seen the schedule yet, the new schedule. And we're going to go over what we got going down tomorrow and everything else like that. Reminder, guys, we will not be here live for NXT. This is the only live stream we will be doing. So I hope you guys all enjoy your Tuesday. If you want to talk to me about NXT, I will be watching live. You want to come and hang out, go and talk to me on Twitter, tag me, all that good stuff. But now that we got through all that football information, let's go over the schedule. Let's go over all that stuff and everything else like that if you did not know. And I even put the times on there for you. I was trying to figure out the best way to do it, and we figured it out. So if you guys did not know, we now have schedule changes here on Tino's Time, and these are the schedule changes as followed. We will still have Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Football like we did yesterday. New time as we are here right now at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. My GM series on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on a few occasions, we will have double headers on Wednesdays where we will do the My GM series in the morning, and then we will come back here Wednesday night, and we will play some WWE 2K23. Thursdays, it's Thursday Night Football. So Thursday this week, guys, it's the Bears and it's the Panthers. Come and hang out as we watch Thursday Night Football with the Panthers and the Chicago Bears. So make sure that you do all of that. And then Friday, as you guys know, we got Friday Night SmackDown. It's the best weekly show ever. Come and hang out, guys, as we watch that go down. And then on Saturday, it's Madden 24 every Saturday as we get ready for the season and we get ready for the stuff that is going to go down. Make sure that you guys come and hang out on Friday as we watch Friday Night SmackDown, go live, and all the good action like that. So that's what we got for that. And then we also have, and then Sunday, guys, as we've been doing here, the rest of the week and the rest of the week. The way we've been doing it here all the time since September, it is Sunday. It's the game of your choice. Every Sunday, you guys vote, and you let me know what game you want to watch. So as I said right now, I think the winner is the Jaguars and the 49ers. But we'll just have to see what goes down. Keep voting. Let me know what you guys want to watch, and we'll come here and watch it. But also, guys, I want you to know this too. We will still be doing NXT and AEW PLEs and any big events. So we'll still be doing Deadline. We'll still be doing Full Gear. Still be doing Double or Nothing. We'll be live for Winter is Coming. We'll be live for events like New Year's Evolution or New Year's Evil, I should say, not New Year's Revolution. New Year's Evil, just like Halloween Havoc. If they got a big special on Tuesday, we will be live for those. We're just not going to be live for like a random Tuesday or Wednesday like this week. So make sure you guys still come and look at the schedule and look and see when we will be live, because we will still have NXT and AEW live streams periodically, just not as much. Only time, big thing, guys, only time we will not be playing Madden is on a Saturday. For example, Survivor Series. I will be at Survivor Series, so we will not be playing, and we will not be playing Madden because I will be at Survivor Series. So hypothetically, just like that, if deadline's on a Saturday, we will not be playing Madden. It's just stuff like that. So I just want to let you guys know that. And lastly, we will still be doing retro pay-per-views. We'll be doing preview shows and everything else like that. And you know what? Since we won't be live here tonight, let's just do it now. So for everybody that is still here, guys, if you have not seen, and if you guys have not, and if you do not want to know, then turn it off now. But I'm going to tell you anyway. So, guys, in the next coming weeks, either next week or the following week, keep an eye out for the schedule. We will be having a retro pay-per-view as Survivor Series is in Chi-Town, Illinois. As you guys know, Tino continues to say that he's going. So the last time Survivor Series was here in Chicago, it was 2019, and it was right before the pandemic. So join me, guys, in the next coming weeks as we go back and we relive the last time Survivor Series was here in Chicago. It was the year 2019, and it was Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. So come and hang out, guys, as we go back and relive this pay-per-view. We got Brock and Ray. We got Bryan Danielson and The Fiend, Wyndham, Bray Wyatt taking on for the Universal title. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. We miss you every day. We got Shayna and Becky and Bayley. We got AJ Styles, Roderick Strong, and Shinsuke Nakamura. We got the Viking Raiders taking on the Undisputed Era, taking on the New Day. We got Adam Cole taking on Pete Dunne. We have the men's 5-on-5 traditional match. We have the women's 5-on-5 traditional match. God, we were spoiled as hell in 2019, guys. I cannot wait to go back and relive this pay-per-view. I actually haven't watched it since 2019, when and after I came home from the pay-per-view. So I'm excited to go back and rewatch this one. But if you guys did not know, that's what will be the next retro pay-per-view coming up in the next upcoming weeks. So just so in case you guys know, I just wanted to go over that again one more time. And I will continue to go over it just so you guys don't forget and you guys know what's going down. So, guys, that's all the information, though, that I have here for you today. We got no more questions. If you guys do have any more questions, drop them in the comments below. Drop them in the chat. I will answer them. I usually look at the comments right away. So, if you got any good fantasy football questions, you got any questions at all, let me know. But, guys, that's all I got here for you today. Remember, we will be live here tomorrow, as I just showed you. It's the WWE 2K23. It's season 20. It's season 2 of the MyGM mode, guys, as it's the ultimate shakeup. We had Raw and SmackDown last time, but season number 2, it's WCW Monday Night Nitro taking on NXT. Kurt Angle's the GM for NXT. I'm the GM for WCW. Who's going to win season 2 of MyGM mode, guys? It all starts tomorrow, live at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come and hang out as we start the season 2, the ultimate shakeup. And let's see if Tino can win season 2 like he won season 1. So that's what we got going down tomorrow. Thursday, we will be here live for Thursday Night Football, as it's my Chicago Bears taking on the Carolina Panthers. Justin Fields is returning, but Tyson Bagent might not go nowhere. So we'll just have to see what goes down. And until Justin Fields is activated, I'm going to keep Tyson Bagent right there. So we'll have to see what happens, but I will change the thumbnail if Justin Fields is officially back. So that's what we got going down tomorrow. That's what we got going down Thursday. Friday, you guys know Friday Night SmackDown. We'll be here live for SmackDown. Saturday, it's Madden 24. But if you were here last week, guys, it's Minshew Mania in Chicago. As Justin Fields got hurt, Gardner Minshew came in and had to take over. So now it's time to see what Gardner Minshew can do with the Chicago Bears. So come and hang out Saturday night when we go live and play Madden 24. And then, as I said, guys, we will be live here Sunday, but we will announce that game later in the week. So that's what we got going down here for the rest of the week. And lastly, because Tino forgot yesterday the MVP, because Tino is a bad fella, and I just forgot. I'm sorry, I forgot. It was late. I forgot. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. I forget. If I forget, I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. But today's MVP for the fantasy football live stream, it is our guy. He's the #1 fan. He's in here all the time. He leaves all the chats, and he just said it himself. Jadis Young, you are the MVP. So, Jadis, I appreciate you coming by, hanging out. George, I appreciate you. Make Call of Duty great again. I don't know if you're still here, but I appreciate you also. Alex, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that came and hung out. I just thank you guys for all coming and hanging out. So, guys, I appreciate it all so much. But remember, as I always like to tell you guys, remember to go become a member of the channel. Leave a super chat or two. Go and get yourself some merchandise on bonfire.com/TinosTom. Go and do all that good stuff. But if you can't, I understand. Holidays are coming up. It is what it is. Hopefully after Christmas, hopefully you get some tax money. Hopefully everybody can order themselves some good t-shirts. But until then, guys, make sure you do all the other things because it's free and it helps us out here. Make sure that you go and hit that like button on this episode. Let's get to 30 likes. I want to see 30 likes by the end of the night. So we have 10 likes to be exact. So let's get to 20 more likes. So if you have not yet, guys, make sure that you hit that like button and you make sure that you go and join the nation. That is Tino's Nation. So lastly, also, guys, subscribe if you have not yet on the road to 1,400. We're at 1,313 or 14, I think. Let's look. 13 or 14. So if you have not yet, subscribe, as we're going to start the countdown very soon as we are on the road to 1,400. So we're at 1313. So I appreciate you guys. And lastly, guys, make sure that you turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next, which, as I said, will not be tonight for NXT. Guys, enjoy NXT. I know I'm going to. I'm going to have the TV on like 50, and I'm just going to listen to all of it. No, I'm just kidding. But, guys, I will not be here live for NXT. I hope you guys don't mad at me. But make sure you guys come and hang out tomorrow at 5 o'clock. As I said earlier, we'll be here live for Season 2 of My GM Mode. It's the ultimate shakeup. And as promised, I told you guys voted. And the biggest thing you wanted to see in Season 2 was you wanted to see your boy Tino live. So every My GM episode, we will be live here for. So 5 o'clock, guys. Make sure you turn that notification button on so you guys can come and hang out for Season 2 of My GM Mode. But until then, guys, have a great rest of your Tuesday night. Enjoy NXT. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. And I will see you guys all tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time for WWE 2K23, My GM Season 2, The Ultimate Shakeup.